Let me just. This is how we audio sync. Boop. All right, kick us off. Go
All
ahead.
right. So today I wrote the stuff for today, so it's a little smarter than last time. So have fun with that.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you totally didn't embed the sources properly this time. Bloody hell.
I didn't actually. I was too lazy to do that because I was on my phone and I was gonna do that.
What? You wrote out these on your phone? You know what?
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah.
All right, what is our headline topic today?
It's just the first one, it's a headline. Anyway, it's gonna be smart. I went to college. Yes, I'm Plankton. Uh, the first topic is the expectation of privacy and its effects on VTubing.
Ah,
Basically, we all know nowadays there is no expectation of privacy. Anybody can ask your permission to use and sell your information. While on social media, people also tend to overshare things that happen in their lives.
no,
Honestly,
really?
you can find things. It's actually like kind of a contentious point. People make fun of you if you don't put your actual face and name on your profile sometimes, you know?
Well, like, depends. Because, like, the whole allure of being a VTuber is I'm just an anime person on the internet.
Yeah, but then there's trends like me versus me in real life, where people will, like for a whole like week straight. Sometimes it resurges, where they think, you know,
That's just
um,
that's just the daily what's it called? That's just the daily like attention
friend.
grabbing post.
But yeah, basically, I don't know. I sent the links to the Jason can put him in post, but for his entertainment, he can also look for it on my screen.
I'm looking at it. What the heck is this?
It's me versus in real life versus VTuber. They show off
Damn, you
themselves and
look
their
like
VTuber.
that, Serene. Damn.
No, frick you.
Oh. Mm-mm. You're doing white face. I'm cutting that out.
No, what the frick you. This is a different thing.
All right. So what are your discussion questions for this?
I think this is under the wrong topic.
Oh my god.
No, I got it. I got the question right. So should
I'm gonna
one
have to cut
expect
out what this.
privacy? Should one expect privacy or give into the pressure of following the crowd when it comes to this kind of stuff? Because bigger VTubers are doing this. Would it pressure like a smaller VTuber to do it, or should they be comfortable like keeping that privacy?
Like most VTubers don't actually show their face. This is just a trend of the
No,
people
like
that want to pop
altogether.
off. Just playing the trend of the week. Just like how people play Repo, just like how people play Lethal Company. It's just another form of trying to get engagement. How do you see it?
I see that just the entirety, like the two-part thing of
I mean, you
these
don't really
trends.
see that much. You got glasses.
I hate you. Like on top of being kind of odd that the sphere now is the fact that you should expect less privacy.
Well, I mean, you as the head of the community, of your own little community, set your own expectations for how much privacy you want.
Jason knows how much privacy I want, and he's very upset at me sometimes for that.
What?
When I said I wanted to not do the steps needed to get my Google account saying that I'm an adult, or when I said I didn't want to verify it by putting my ID in there, you're like, just do it, Shireen.
Well, that's different. That's between like that's still your
That's
private
part of the discussion.
information. No,
It
because
is.
that's not like putting
This is
it
part one.
out. That's not public. Unlike like how you address your community and stuff.
I'm telling you, that's how private I am, though.
Oh,
That's the
how
way I
private
show
you
it.
are. Okay,
Yeah.
that's different. But yes, if you want to make your life harder by not verifying with your ID, that is up to you.
Yeah, see, it seems like it's a
And
lot
it's
harder
like,
to maintain privacy sometimes.
well, it's not even for privacy. It's because we have like we were given the trust, what's it called, the honor system, and everybody abused it. And now we don't get honor system because we lost the privileges for that. Because back in the old days, the internet was like the Wild West. You can find anything anywhere, and there was no gates. Yeah.
See, next question. How does this affect how an audience may respond to a creator's boundaries? I do know that like
How
ever
does
since I was a
what
small VTuber,
no. How does what affect how an audience responds to the creator's
the
boundaries?
whole environment of privacy itself, the thing I freaking referenced up here, if
Yeah.
every VTuber is doing this kind of stuff and everybody's
Well,
using their
not
real name on social
every.
media,
It's
I
not even most. It's some.
some them okay, yeah, all right. It is the vocal minority, but I'm saying that if enough of it happens, people start to get their views of things skewed. I'm saying I've ever since I was like a smaller, I'm still small, a smaller VTuber. I've heard nothing but when is face reveal? Like this was VTubing was just a temporary thing, you know?
I mean, half of those are probably real, but there's also that group of people that just says face reveal when just for the hell of it.
These were like dedicated people, so I mean, just for the hell of it, I guess.
Yes.
But yes, so like I'm a small VTuber. I don't get it as much because like I've already created a slight niche for myself where people understand that I'm not going to do it and this is not temporary, but it
She's
is
only
still
late her
there.
twink cosplay.
Shut the frick up.
You're the one that bought the cosplay of the twink. It's up to
And you're
you.
the one who
That's
keeps
your
bringing it
fault.
up.
Well, the way I see it, at the very end of the day, the creator is the one setting the boundaries, not really the VTwin community at large. And that's not to say that you should have like a massive amount of rules. Just have common sense stuff. Cause like
Like you said last
if
time, common sense isn't common.
yeah, I know. And frankly, if somebody who doesn't have common sense, I would I would I booted somebody out of a Discord server that I was modding because it was obviously a mole, and I asked them, "Hey, what's 9 plus 10?" And everybody was saying 21, and the person that I was asking to said 19, and I kicked them.
Oh my gosh. Wouldn't that just I'm pretty sure Elijah could not even answer that question, all right? I feel like we're just too old.
That's just like a VTubing community meme, and like
It's
that
not, it's a Vine
mole.
meme.
Well, the VTubers have adopted it because we can't read, we can't spell, we can't freaking write. We can't
You're
do
the one who can't
nothing.
read, that's it.
And you can't spell.
Yeah, so you're 0 for 2, aren't you? And I'm just
Oh
1 for 2.
damn. At least I can see without glasses.
Well, it's not like it's helping you at all, is it?
How's that driver's license going?
I mean, I already have it. It's been in my pocket for at least 3 years.
She has a driving license?
Yeah.
Yo, we gotta send out an Amber Alert in her state.
No, dude, Amber Alert is for children. Bruh. I just don't have a car, okay? It's like take steps. First car, then P.O. box. And then I get calls and complaints about me because
I don't
you
need
guys
the
send me.
P.O. box anymore.
Nah, shut the heck up, okay?
I'm ripping
Anyway,
this out. Anyways.
next topic, if you want to go forward.
All right.
The erasure of
Next.
owning
You know
products
what?
and
I'm gonna
physical
read this
media.
one. You have lost reading privileges.
You can't even read.
All right, I'm gonna read the next topic: the erasure of owning products and physical media. Written by Serene Suluth because apparently she can write. Even she can write a whole book, but she can't write 3 sentences correctly. I'm looking at the doc and it has the underlined like blue thing, which means that it's grammatically incorrect.
Your faces are grammatically incorrect.
And she just highlighted it. And she's just saying that game companies are moving towards game key cards instead of like having the game on the cartridge. So now you have to download stuff. And basically, the key card doesn't really have storage anymore. It's just a little key code, key pass. And she's also saying that the TOS on stuff has changed. so that you don't really own the games. You're renting digital licenses. All this while game prices are going up. Kind of. Ex- asterisk.
They're saying, people basically saying that it's cheaper to make digital games, but they're charging as much as physical games. And the new standard is starting to slowly become 70, 80 bucks. When I remember it used to be 50, 60 bucks. And in the Pokemon times, it was 40, 50. DS times.
I can kind of see that. And she has a couple sources from Blizzard. Oh my gosh, she's using Reddit as a source. Yo, why is this from 2020? This is ancient.
It's not ancient, but it's like something that's changed more recently.
Well, if it's from 2020, I don't think it's that recent.
It's still going on. It's a slow rise, basically. The key cards is like the most recent one from Nintendo, but it's been happening for a while, all right? You can still link sources from 5 years ago and have it still be current, you know?
Uh, 5 years
This is
ago was a wild time, especially with the Rona. But yeah, basically, what are you trying to get to?
let's see. I'm just gonna also read this part
What's up?
on 8.
Upon termination for any reason, you must immediately uninstall the product and disrupt. Is
That's
this
the end of life.
is this
from
specifically from like a company? Because literally,
Ubisoft, yeah.
the EULAs and all this stuff doesn't actually matter because they're not even enforceable because nobody reads them, and even legally, people know that nobody reads them. They just accept, and it's understandable that like you don't want to keep a service going continuously. I think the thing that people forget is that gaming is one of the most affordable entertainment forms.
It's the cost, not the actual playtime, though. People have to invest in it. That's a thing.
Well, that's why it's such an affordable medium of entertainment, because you can play a $60 game for 100 hours. Hell, you could play a, let's see, indie games. You can probably get an indie game for like 20 bucks, 30 bucks. And
Yeah.
then
Indie games are really good about that, actually. I mean, look at Silksong.
yeah. And you can get that for like 20, 30 bucks. And you can play it for 40, 50 hours. And at the end of the day, it's like, what? A quarter? A nickel per hour of entertainment? Meanwhile, you have to go to like, if you go to a movie theater, you'll spend like 30 bucks per person and you'll get 2 hours of entertainment. What?
Yeah.
Okay, what else could you do to entertain yourself long term for under 100 bucks? Like something that isn't repetition.
Art.
Art?
Spotify.
Art? What do you mean? What
Yeah.
type of art?
Any kind of art. You can just go into a bunch of arts. There's like cheap
Well, that's
art
not
supplies you can buy.
entertainment. That's a like a
That is
hobby.
honest entertainment, but also
That's
media
like
streaming.
that's recreation. That's not really entertainment.
Okay. You can watch shows. That's a thing. That's entertainment. For under $100, you can buy almost every one of the streaming services.
For
except
a
except
month.
except for except for Disney Plus, but we don't really talk about that.
Yeah, Disney Plus is dying. I'm gonna have to cut so much of this.
Let's see. Want me to go to the questions though?
All right, what is your topic? What questions do you got for me, Serena?
All right.
All right.
Should a company be able to remove anything, games, movies, or anything, from anyone's library or brick consoles or accounts?
Well, what context is around them bricking or removing stuff? What games have you had removed from your library, or what consoles have you have that have been bricked?
Well, I am broke, but everyone is talking about the Nintendo Switch 2 and bricking via any mod use or Any
Well, that's different because
mistakes? User
that's their attempts to pirate and circumvent the payment method of the games.
or
So
adding
this is
mods?
so them breaking the consoles because of the the kill switches that they're using. That's actually really bad on the people like using those types of devices because they're intentionally circumventing the payment for the game.
Yes, but subsection of that though, mods. Should people
Mods?
be allowed to make mods or accessories that are unlicensed by a company?
Well, that depends on the game creator because at the end of the day, you're modifying their work. So if a game creator doesn't wants you to enjoy the game as they intended it, they probably wouldn't be so happy with mods. But if
But
you're
what
like
if
a
the
Bethesda
company,
and you encourage mods via the their thing called the
the
shop, they're like
workspace, the
yeah,
makerspace?
their workshop or something. Well, that's an example of them being openly inviting to mods.
Yes,
But if
but
you're just wall hacking in CS:GO, I don't know.
it's not hacks. I'm talking about mods. Like maybe you want to have like a certain person over, like maybe say you want Robin from not Final Fantasy, what's it called? Fire Emblem, but all there is Link, so you put him over Link, that kind of mod, you know? What if a game wants you to, but the company who owns the platform does not wish you to have it?
Huh. So you want to be able to do whatever you want with the game you bought.
Within reason, but yes, I do feel like there should be some. Wait, you've heard me. You've heard me complain about the fact that action replay is no longer a thing because you can't do that anymore. And this
Mm-hmm.
isn't like multiplayer game kind of action replay. They didn't have that. It was mostly for single player games.
Well, the defense I've heard from not allowing that type of stuff, like they're not doing it because they don't want you to put Luigi and Super Mario 64. They're doing it because if you mod a game, they have the possibility of being on the hook for it because like what if somebody made a mod that just undresses the characters and then that gets super popular? Now that game is going to have the image of it's that game with the undressed characters. So it's not about they don't intend to be malicious. They just can't let like the slippery slope get to them because if they let a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, it turns into getting into like eroding the image of the game.
Okay, so you did answer half of my next question,
What is
but
your next question?
no, you already answered the first part, which is why do you think a company has an interest in this? But like would it be a vested interest to have these what's it called? I cannot speak today. I'm sorry. Um, would it be okay to have an interest in this, even if there is a risk that any game on the console, the Switch, which is always online, and they're slowly moving over to kind of key codes, if certain games would risk becoming lost media?
Well, I feel like those games are too popular to become lost media. Lost media is usually like stuff that didn't sell well. I couldn't imagine
That is
a
not right at
Mario
all.
game or a Pokemon game becoming lost media.
There's
Like
so
a
many big
main.
things out there that have become lost media because there's even experiments from
Can
YouTubers
you
as
give
well.
me an
Very
example
big.
excluding that recent one of the game that shut down in a week?
I'm not talking about Concord.
Do you have any examples of really popular games that became lost media?
Not games, but it's about the same. Movies. Several movies have become lost media, even if they felt like they would be bigger. One kind of okayish example is I do need to research it though. I do, but there was a YouTuber that actually put out a tweet or a video. Didn't he kind of specified, I believe, that he would delete it soon, like most people do. Believe he was kind of pulling an experiment to see if anyone would preserve it But after a little bit, he deleted it, and it just became lost media. You can look at like the whole lost media iceberg videos that were out there that were famous. They just kind of disappeared. Movies that were pretty famous are now there. Like Cleopatra, back in the 1920s. It was a decent adaptation, I
Okay,
believe.
okay. Well, you're talking about like the old times before the internet, before everything was so easily spreadable. Because like nowadays, even if a company removed the game from their library, from their users' libraries, there's a ton of like piracy websites where you can just get them.
Yeah, but how do you do that if you risk getting your whole like a console bricked for attempting it? Because that's also part of like mods and everything. You need to get
Well,
and
like
scrape the data
most
of the
of the
game.
stuff, whenever somebody wants to pirate, they're usually in the PC ecosystem. I can speak too today. We're both she just like me for real, for real.
Bro.
I feel like anybody who's willing to go pirate stuff would be in the PC ecosystem, because if you're in a console gamer, you're used to like having to buy the cartridges and stuff like that.
What about specifically Nintendo?
Well, Nintendo has this thing
Those
called a
games.
loyal audience that will buy
Yeah, no, I'm
anything they
talking
make.
about with lost media. We're still on the lost media thing.
Oh,
A
okay.
console that can brick if you try to get too close to the source files, who is always online, that will not games that are exclusively keycard games. How do you prevent those from becoming lost media when the key card or key code can no longer contact the service when Nintendo dropped it down
Well,
or
that's
drops it?
not how that works. Because you can play while offline. Because you can. That's like the entire point of portability of the Nintendo Switch, that you can take it wherever. Not everywhere you go is going to have a Wi Fi connection. So they do have those systems of being able to play the game while being offline. And
Yeah, but
maybe.
to download it, you
And.
need the internet.
Well, yeah, to download it.
So at some
And
point,
so you're
you
basically saying that if you can't, well, that basically is like the Nintendo eShop when it closed. Technically, all those games would be technically lost media, but no, because they were given time ahead of the closure, people had time to archive them, and now there's ROMs everywhere. And I
uh,
feel like Nintendo specifically will has always given a heads up as to, yeah, we're gonna be closing this eventually. Like, heck, I'm pretty sure you can still get Pokemon from. You can move Pokemon from Gen 3 from your like DS over to Gen 5 and then Gen 5 to Gen 6 and use Pokebank to put them in the newest generation.
there we go. Only if you had home before they shut down the eShop, the 3DS eShop, which some people had,
Really?
but not everyone has that kind of courtesy for that. This also game is kind of
That
lost
just.
media as well. It's not been ported anywhere else, and it's only in the 3DS.
And what game
And
are
it
you looking at?
exclusively Rusty's Real Deal Baseball. This game is exclusive, I believe, to the 3DS, and its core functionality has to be connected to the the eShop.
And that would take us to a new subject, which is talking about always online games being taken offline. And how do you feel about that?
I believe it's best to kind of go the Valve route when it comes to that.
What
Being
is
able
the
to
Valve
use
route?
private servers.
Oh, I can kind of see it. But that kind of also falls back to the same, like the company having to defend its IP. Because that's
It
another
wouldn't,
thing.
because it would be giving up the IP.
Yeah,
They
but
now
then
renounce it, kind of.
they're giving up the opportunity to make a sequel.
But they had no intention of
Imagine
doing
if,
that if they were to drop the series, you know?
because like, okay, a recent example would be Oblivion. Oblivion didn't get updates for ages. And like it was basically like outdated. Nobody played it really. Everybody was either on Skyrim or Starfield. Probably not Starfield. And
Probably not.
they could have open sourced like what game did I just say? It
Oblivion.
Oblivion. Yeah, they could have just made it, and they have no problem with people modding Oblivion. But what did they do? Instead of renouncing the code because they and the rights to that game, they made us remaster.
Yes. And they've always kept up with that. And this is release Skyrim for the 15th time Bethesda, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The attitude of a company is slightly different. They always knew that they're going to do it again once the Skyrim chain started slowing down a little bit.
Well, yeah,
and it did
that's
not slow
the
down for 15 times.
well, yeah, that's the hope of a game creator, hoping that you can
Yes. This is
remake
after
the
a game loses all support. They were still giving support to Oblivion. Like, you'd still get refunds for it. You could still do that. You'd still have contact with Bethesda for Oblivion if you were to buy it on Steam or anything, because it was still being kind of released. It wasn't re-released, remastered. It was constantly being released on platforms for people to play.
Well, yeah.
Skyrim more so.
Skyrim literally came out on everything. I am surprised they haven't ported it to like Android or iPhone. They would
That's
make
way too big.
I don't think you realize how fast phones have gotten in the last couple of years. An iPhone?
Well, most people iPhones have 8 gigabytes. All right, they I don't think they can run that.
8 gigabytes of what?
RAM. 16 at the most. They're not that fast as computers. They're only meant to do certain tasks, so they didn't put too much in there.
Here's the thing. The problem with that is that the way a OS handles RAM is more important than the amount of RAM. Like, there are phones with 16 gigs of RAM on the Android side that are not that much faster. If anything, they might be even slower than iPhone because of the improved way of handling RAM usage. That's something iPhone has done so well. That's why they can get away with like technically inferior hardware, because their software makes up for it. You can't throw hardware balls at me because I know how to hit them.
He knows how to hit balls, guys. Quote him on that.
I hit everybody's balls.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, when I remember, I'm going to be putting a bunch of Last Media Iceberg stuff in the description, because that is one of my very nice interests that I have. So I would be making that part of the description.
Nice. Okay, what is the next topic?
Okay. This one I wanted to be the last topic, but you have like this one. Do you want to save it for next time?
What do you want? What topic?
Do you want to save your topic, the other new Steam hardware?
We've only been going for like 20 minutes.
Damn, really?
Yeah. It says 36 minutes on my screen because of the like 10 minutes of banter.
Okay. You're going to cut this out though, but I want to say something that's inappropriate, but also something that actually happened. Speaking about naked mods, there was a tournament where when they were putting Chun-Li versus somebody, Chun-Li's model came out naked. It's a mod. And it turns out the guy who was...
What is that person?
Street Fighter.
Oh.
She's the one in the blue dress.
Mm-hmm.
The person who was hosting the game on their stuff, they had the mod installed and they didn't tell anybody. So she just showed up naked.
That is amazing, honestly.
And they had to immediately cut the battle. And then they had to have a huge break.
Timeout.
It's I could show you the video later.
Yo, please.
It's not like, yeah, I'll show you later. Just take this out of the video, okay?
So this is why Saren was thinking of balls. Okay,
no, shut the hell up. Shut up. All right, now do your topic first, because as soon as this happens, we're fighting.
Okay, I'm gonna go down to my headline topic. What the heck did Tareen do? My topic, the one I really wanted to talk about, was the new Steam hardware, which was reported by literally everybody in the tech community, and then some.
Except for you.
Oh my god. A few days ago, Nintendo... Oh my god, I'm still thinking of Nintendo Steam. Steam announced 3 pieces of hardware. They announced the Valve Deckard, which is now called the Steam Frame.
Or the Gabe Box.
Oh my
Or no, I'm sorry,
god.
no, the Gabe Cube. I'm
That's not
sorry,
the thing.
yes,
This
the
is
Gabe
Deckard.
Cube.
Deckard is the Steam VR headset, and this is the
Oh,
new
okay.
one. So it's like
Oh,
shiny and nice. They
Pain
also
Pickle,
announced
no
the
Gabe
Steam
Cube.
Machine, or the Gabe Cube, as Serene was alluding to. And honestly, my favorite, the new Steam controller. It looks so good. And basically, the Steam machine is supposed to be about 6 times as fast as a Steam Deck, which I have in my car right now because I use it when I go to work. And on lunch breaks, having like a computer to just play like 5-10 minutes of video games in between like work, that is so fun and makes the day so much better. And the Steam Frame, which is the second coming of the Steam's like VR stuff, it's an okay. It looks like it's going to be an Nintendo. God damn it! It looks like it's going to be a Meta Quest 3, but like slightly better in every way. They haven't released pricing yet, but from the leaks I've seen, it will be competitive. Like the Steam VR headset might compete with the PSVR 2. The Steam machine is probably going to compete with the Xbox Series S, and the Xbox Series S is like half as fast for about 450. And honestly, I just want one of those controllers because it looks so good.
I want to
And this
pretend like
is,
I did listening the entire time and I didn't spend like 2 minutes giving up after failing to find my little freaking wire.
oh my god.
No, I got the gist of it. I'm just telling you right now. If you heard a thump, that was it. And then I'm sorry.
It's okay. And basically, my discussion question with this is, how is this going to affect Xbox in the long term? Because they're
Xbox.
mid-generation. The Xbox leaked the next gen is not going to be here until like 2026, 2027 at the earliest. Like, we're going to get GTA 6 before the next generation of consoles. So what do you think is going to happen with a
Ah,
mid-generation like Series S but faster, and probably
okay, so when it comes
just
to Xbox, I'm not really currently. I don't. I know a little bit, right? But I'm not as nerdy as I was with the PS4 generation. I kind of joined the PC master race, I guess. But I know as of recent, Xbox seems to have teetered off. They've basically relinquished every one of their Xbox exclusives, kind of lowering their kind of dig in the
yeah.
gaming market. So for one, they already have that. On two, they have announced two price hikes very close together, which did not curry favor with the
Wait,
gaming
price
audience.
hikes for what?
The consoles.
The consoles? Oh,
Hmm.
I heard
They
they increased the price for the subscription Xbox Game
yeah,
Pass
that
thing.
and the console. They did both. Like I said, they did two price hikes
Ah,
very close together.
nice.
Which, if you know
Well, not
gamers, they
nice.
do not like those things being too close together.
On the topic of the exclusives, I feel like it has been the funniest thing as a long time like person in gaming, because let's see, I remember back in the day when like ever since I've been into hardware, as like into like Xbox, PlayStation, all that stuff, Sony has been praised for having exclusives, and Xbox has been bashed for having exclusives. Like everything that used to be on Xbox can now be on the PlayStation. Like, aren't they even like putting Halo on PlayStation now or something?
Yeah, they are. Again, they told you they relinquished basically all of their like exclusives.
Yeah, so they've basically given up all the good stuff, and Sony still is holding on to some exclusives. I'm pretty sure that wasn't there a game that is still only available in the PS4 or something?
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure: Eyes of Heaven.
Of course you'd freaking know that.
That it
uh,
was released on the PS2 and then re-released on the PS4, which is how I played it. And now you can't do that, which sucks because it has such a nice story that continues the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure canon.
yeah, good story from
Shut up.
Miss Fossil Fighters.
No, Fossil Fighters is a good freaking game, and you know it.
I'm gonna press X to doubt. I'm gonna be real.
You're gonna press X to be a B word. That's what you're gonna do.
But basically, what would it take for you to replace your gaming computer with a Steam machine? Let's say it cost about, let's see, you have about a 3060 and a I don't remember your CPU, but decent
My
CPU. Would you replace your computer with a Steam machine, knowing that it's going to be on like Linux, like the Steam OS thingy?
something about me
It'll
that most
be
people don't
about
know.
it'll be about 550. Let me finish.
Oh, you
It'll
can
be
do it, but
about,
it's not gonna change my answer.
oh my god. It'll be about 550 and be about 10 to 15% faster than what you have. Would you swap out your gaming computer for something like this?
No. And I'm gonna tell you why for two reasons. One thing people don't know about me that my
I'm gonna
parents
take a
are
shot of
super
Nyquil.
frick you. One thing that people don't know about me, but my parents do, and it annoys the crap out of them, is I am very sentimental. All right, I tend to
And
hold on to
cheap.
things longer than. Shut up. I tend to hold on to things longer than they're supposed to be held on to. I had a wallet so like held together by duct tape. My dad bought me a new one when we were at Six Flags because it's like he couldn't stand seeing me with that.
I couldn't
Um,
stand seeing you with that either.
Basically, yeah. So because of that, one is sentimentality. I use my PS4 for a DVD player. I use it for some games sometimes. It's fine.
She
I can't
uses a
edit videos on a
Blu-ray.
Steam Deck.
She uses a Blu-ray player as a DVD player.
Frick you.
Amazing.
But because I can't edit videos on a Steam Deck, and every time I have a game, like of course,
Well,
technically
technically
my
you
Steam
can.
library could be over there. I'm
And
not
then
doing that in a controller.
no, you can the Steam machine is not a handheld. It's like a cube. Le-
All
Uh,
right. So
can you
can I
look at the
plug like
link?
17,000? Okay, which
Can you
link?
look at the link? Over Steam, just look at it, like hover over it, and it'll like give you my thingy. It's a cube, and it's very, very small.
Yeah, the Gabe Cube. It's 2 terabytes of space. I need at least 3 at this point.
Well, that's the thing. It has expandable storage, and it has an SD card slot so that you can put like a terabyte SD card plus whatever you want to put as like a regular SSD. And it
It
is
doesn't seem
tiny.
to have any like ability for me to change any of the parts over,
You
like
can't
another like
upgrade the
retro.
CPU or GPU, but you can I believe only a couple screws in and you'll be able to get at the SSD so you can swap it out with something better.
This
And it
would be a
comes with,
nice intro PC for someone though.
yeah, and it has USB stuff so you can use a mouse and keyboard just like how the videos are showing it. So it's basically just a desktop computer, but without the Windows license, so you didn't have to buy Windows. And since pretty much everybody has a Steam account where they have all their games, you're not gonna have to port like whatever over. And since it's Linux, there's a whole community that's been growing, helping you download stuff like DaVinci Resolve and like editing software and image manipulation software. Personally, I manipulate my images differently, but
I still wouldn't though. Even if it was like 3 times as powerful as my PC, I'm a very sentimental person. Like I
uh,
said before, someone I can't really
without
leave
the
Victor behind.
sentimental, would you take the plug and playness of a gaming like
Does it come in white?
I think so. Oh, the faceplate on the front is removable and you can like 3D print your own stuff. And I think they had like a demo version that was literally like clear plastic so you can see inside them the stuff. That was pretty cool.
That's all pretty cool. That's a dying art, actually. I miss the clear stuff.
Yes, I had an original Xbox controller that was like see-through green. It was beautiful. And honestly, I just want to talk about the controller because honestly, I love the trackpads on on the Steam Deck. They're so convenient. And honestly, if I could connect it to my computer, That would be so fun, because then you can just be laying in bed and you have a trackpad. And if you want to type stuff, you can use like the Xbox way of just and typing stuff out.
I would, however, buy this for my nephew because I want to give him a PC. I've been talking about this ever since like last year when I first met Jason.
Yeah, and this takes all the building, like all the like 2-3 hours spending building, making sure it works, hoping
AKA
that the
2-3
nothing
hours spamming Jason.
Yes, literally. And the cube is gonna come with a controller, so you're just gonna get one. And so if you want to save some money, you buy the cube with the controller for your little nephew, and then you sell me the controller to recoup some cost. And then you just buy him a keyboard and mouse. I just really want that controller. And all of this is going to come out in early 2026, according to Valve. Who knows?
Well, Valve's always been a good company when it comes to like video games and how to treat consumers, you know?
Yeah, probably a little bit too much in my opinion, because we all, like, the gaming community is all like, support the devs. But that's usually when the games go on sale.
I mean, like I heard like a quote specifically. It's like Valve and Steam is not a monopoly. It's just that the competitors just refuse to stop shooting themselves in the foot.
I wouldn't say that. I think it is a monopoly. I just think nobody wants to get rid of them because it's gonna get worse.
There's several different options. It's just that people use Steam because of the reliability. There's Epic Game Store. There's other game stores that I kind of mind. I forgot the name of it off the top of my head.
Microsoft Store.
Yeah. But the UI and the way that they deal with a few things is just, you know, a little off to people's palate. Not to say that there's nothing new can dethrone it. I mean, seriously, Skype died because of Discord. And Discord's a lot younger than Skype.
I don't think...
I mean, Zoom killed it double.
I think I was lucky enough not to get groomed that early into the internet, so I didn't have a Skype. I only had Discord.
Skype literally was the only thing that wouldn't die every time I shared my screen or watched videos with Suck when we were younger, you know? Young teenagers.
Yeah, kids these days. The youth. Disgusting.
Frick you. So, you know, RIP Skype, I guess. Just sentimentally reasons, but we always switched over to Discord because Skype started like failing really bad near the end. This is like even before when they said that also Yuri's playing Musame right now.
I did see that. Yuri's an angel.
Yeah, Yuri might be on the next podcast. We have some topics that might ruffle her feathers though.
Hopefully. And this is the part where we deviate off script and start talking about AI again.
No, frick you. Anyway, Jason, what about that CEO you told me you argued with?
Huh?
You said you argued with the CEO about our topic about last podcast? And you talk about it later?
Did I say what podcast? About
you
what?
told me in VC that you would tell me later.
Huh?
About the first... Jason!
Huh?
All right, anyway, Jason had like a fun conversation and just refused to elaborate, and now he forgot.
Look, I was talking to the CEO of a company because he's like the head of a VTuber company, not a real company.
No, it's a real company. It's an LLC. If you gotta do the taxes for it, all right?
It's a look. I don't even remember what we were talking about. I think we were talking about like the privacy stuff we were mentioning earlier. That might have been it. Let's see. I feel like we should go into your topic of Gen 3 versus Gen 5.
Oh, this is going to be less cordial now because Jason told me to pick a topic that we could argue with, and I'm very passionate about this topic.
And I haven't played Pokemon Emerald in the last 7 years.
So it evens out.
All right, Serene, what is this? What is this topic? Hit me.
Okay. Basically, there's been an age-old fight about people between different generations, believing that their generation is the best. Mostly Gen 1, but Gen 1 already eats a bunch when it comes to Nintendo. They're overfed at this point.
Gen 1 is objectively not the best one.
but it keeps getting fed the most. So we're not doing Gen 1. I thought it'd be a little
They're just
better
using
if
the nostalgia glasses to get the
yeah.
moolah
But
from the
most people
people.
nowadays don't even have nostalgia for the first gen anymore. They're
That's
they're
true.
not
There's a
young
bunch of
enough.
children now.
Yeah, they're too young to even have nostalgia for the first generation.
The youth. And so what are you getting at?
Basically, I thought it'd be fun if we were to narrow down the generations that we felt were the best in our opinion. Mine, which is objectively the best, Gen 5, or Gen 3, which is Jason's.
Which is objectively better.
Debatable. But
yeah, you Gen 5 may be okay, but it's nothing compared to Gen 3.
All right, sure. But first, we could say here the bullet points for the argument goes as follows: arguing will be allowed, obviously within TOS.
No, really?
You can bring up whatever you think makes it better, and you can also bring up the remakes. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. You
what
can bring
remakes?
up
I've
the
been
Omega
waiting
Ruby and
for
Alpha
remakes.
Sapphire. Emerald is. I'm talking about Gen 3. You have the entirety of Gen 3, which includes Emerald, and on top of that, Jason, you can bring up Mega Rayquaza and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And I can bring up Black 2 and White 2.
Ah.
That's just the topic bullet points, okay?
So what makes yours better?
For me, I believe that the mentality behind the game kind of plummets yours, basically, but shoots mine towards better. During the development, they believed that it was good for Pokemon to grow up with its actual audience. So because kids were around 10 or ish during the older games, they believed making the game a little more mature and the actual protagonist 14 years old would help with doing that, which is pretty nice. It's like this is Black 1 and Black 2, by the way. Like Black 2, White 2.
I'm gonna be so real, that is so basic.
And they wanted to capture, this was basically a reboot of Gen 1, all right? Which is why there's 151 new Pokemon, right? That you can find connections with Gen 1 Pokemon. Amoonguss and Voltorb, that kind of stuff.
What's the connection between Zorua? What is that one connected to?
I'm not gonna lie to you, it might be Ditto.
Ditto?
Transformation?
Well, like, that's a stretch, because Zorua is, like, deception. Ditto is transformation.
It doesn't
and honestly, my counterpoint to your whole thing being about games getting serious, it still didn't deviate from the standard Pokemon Gen 1 through Gen 6 pattern of you're a 12-year-old with an overpowered rat. Go fight that person and save the planet.
The story was a lot more mature than Emerald. Literally, I played Delta Emerald for stream, which is supposed to be like a revamped with the Oras story. Literally, what do you ask? What do you explain that? Freaking Rayquaza comes down from the sky and says, "Hey, you two, stop it!" And then they do, and then they leave.
That's because Rayquaza is like the king of the skies, and he's like one of the most overpowered Pokemon. He's so overpowered that when they made Mega Rayquaza, they had to make a new Pokemon category for fighting. That's why Anything Goes exists in Pokemon like tournaments.
Yeah, because he was a fan favorite, but that was it. You know what happens when you thought you beat it?
He has the best stats and the best movesets. He can Dragon Dance and then Extreme Speed one-shot anything, basically.
Like, Kyurem Black, right, is pretty freaking cool and is pretty freaking strong, all right? He has been using some competitives, all right? Pretty strong.
Black is a Nintendo being like, we're sick of all you sons of guns making those Pokemon fusion games. We're so sick of it. We're going to give you one fusion.
Literally, it is one of the only times Nintendo actually listened to their fan base when it came to things. There was a freaking hard mode in that game. There is that kind of stuff, right? But I want to go back to here. You cannot tell me with a straight face that not Team Flare, no, it's Gen 7. Team Magma and Team Aqua are on the same level as Team Plasma. Dude, that is not it. Do you think
Well,
that Maxi or
actually,
Archie, nah, I'd let you finish, dude. Do you think that Archie or Maxi would have the ability to actually defeat all the gym leaders that helped you? Also, the gym leaders help you in this game, by the way. They don't sit down for nothing. They actually hold back Team Plasma while you're going up there to fight Getsus, right? You think you beat Team Plasma? No, they raise an entire castle from the bottom in the middle of you about to challenge the champion, and then you got to deal with that. And then all the gym leaders help you, and then you freaking do this, right? And then you have
and then with
Getsus,
the
who is
power of friendship, you
no, that is not the power
win.
of friendship. It is not the power of friendship because N tries to help you with the power of friendship and then gets his ass handed to him.
He
So it
got
doesn't
his
work. You
ass
actually have to
handed to
fight.
him. Did you know that his Pokemon actually, uh, you know how you can find N's Pokemon scattered throughout the region?
Yeah, he only uses local Pokemon towards the region when he fights you.
Apparently, if you transfer those Pokemon, they have their own little, like, you know how the shinies do their little, like, squirrel thingy? Like the little
The
shine?
other animation. Oh shoot, my freaking
N's Pokemons all have unique animations, and their things carry over in Pokemon Home.
Yeah, see, look at that attention to detail when it comes to the Pokemon games. Okay,
And you didn't even know that.
there's so many
90% of
things
people do
that
not know this.
yeah. Do
And
you know how much
98%
detail
of
they put
people
in there?
stop before they get in gambling.
Bro, do you know how much effort has to be put in there that people are still discovering new things in these games after a decade?
Not
A
really.
lot.
These games have been data mined to heck and back.
And they're still finding new things.
Gen 3 has been dissected like a bug.
Because there's only like 20 hours of stuff to do in that game and that's it. You can have so much
Yes,
content post
that's
game.
really really brave words coming from the person who couldn't finish the Battle Frontier.
It's not fair if the game has to actively cheat. I literally have that on footage of the game actively cheating to stop me from playing. Literally, people have chalked it up to you getting every gold medal to luck because of how much the game cheats. It literally spams protect back to back, which it shouldn't be able to. It will go past paralysis. It'll go past a lot of things. It will critical hit
That's
when
a
it shouldn't.
skill issue.
Right? It is
That
not a
is a
skill
skill
issue.
issue.
It is not a skill
That
issue.
is literally
I've
a
had
skill issue.
6 back-to-back protects. I wasn't even trying to get gold. I was trying to get silver. 6
If they were
back-to-back
trying to use
protects.
protect, you should have used sword dance.
And there was one part
Where's your
where a
Lucario?
freaking
You should have gotten a Lucario in the game.
dude, I can't get a Lucario because it was freaking okay. All right, there was a hyper beam. I was so close to beating the actual person that I had to get the silver medal from, but no, it used hyper beam, and I'm like, okay, gotta switch out a Pokemon real quick to make sure I got this clean. Since it's a clean switch out, since it has to rest. Nope, it didn't rest. Actually, it just wanted to hit it again, and it killed my freaking team. That is not part of the programming. It cheated to get me to lose. That is not fun. All right? A game can be difficult. All right? I can lose. That's fine. But when a game actively cheats because that's the only way it can make something more difficult, it's not fun. All right? It's cheap. And that makes it worse. All right?
So what's the difference between normal mode and hard mode on your Pokemon game?
Well, it really just depends on how you code it, right? The way that Nintendo put it together was higher level Pokemon and less items when it came to that.
So basically nothing. That's not even really a hard mode because people can just, if your solution is to just grind more, that's probably not even that much better.
Reborn is very much a grindy game. It's very hard, but it's very grindy. I had to use quality of life, so people haven't really nailed down hard mode Pokemon yet, besides higher level for certain things. So it's not sorely on Nintendo, you know?
Oh, okay, that's fair. But frankly, my game is better because my game introduced all the fun Pokemon.
I'm legitimately making him play Pokemon White with me in PokeMMO, so he knows what a good game is like. All right.
The funniest part is that I think I've played through the entire game already. Actually, no. I played through Pokemon Black 2 on a friend's Nintendo 3DS.
Well, then you
and
don't
then
know the
I
first
just
part of it.
and then I
There's a
just
whole
threw away the cartridge.
Bruh, frick you. There's a whole juxtaposition when it comes to black 1 and white 1 and black 2 and white 2 because so much changes between the years.
Yeah, I did notice there was a lot of references that I was not getting.
Yeah, so he's playing Pokemon White with me because Zekrom is better than Reshiram. Fight me. All right.
I don't know. I like my Sparky boy.
Yeah, all right. You want the white, like fluffy lion freaking bipedal thing?
No, I prefer Zekrom.
Yeah, so I just said Zekrom's better than Reshiram. So we're playing
Oh
Pokemon White.
no, Reshram's better.
Isn't
Isn't Zekrom an underused? Meanwhile, Reshiram isn't overused. Clearly, that means it's better.
Nope. You know, Black Bolt is actually worth more than White Flare in the Pokemon card market right now. People love Zekrom more.
So? That doesn't mean they're better in competitive.
It's nothing to do with competitive. It means better overall. Plus, in Black
in
and
a
White
card game that nobody plays for cards, they just collect the cards. In the game, though, Fire is better.
Not always. But
Yes.
on that note, what's really cool about Pokemon Black and White 2 is you get a Riolu after like the third route.
Oh, so you just have attraction to your persona.
Black and White
Pokemon.
2 can stand on their own. Black and White 2 has a bonus of letting you have a Riolu really early in the game, you know?
Well, that's just cheating because you only like Riolu because it's like your spiritual persona.
Shut up, dude. It's not a freaking persona.
If you had a cosplay of Lucario, would you not wear it?
No. Stupid. I don't want freaking. I want a Riolu as a freaking companion. I don't want to freaking be Riolu.
I don't know.
Bruh. No. You would maybe.
You already dressed up as a twink.
Yeah.
You can't go much lower than this.
Bruh, frick you. Yeah, I feel like if you had a freaking Crodilly freaking cosplay, you would sit on the floor and be like, this is my life now.
I freaking would. You bet your ass I would.
Yeah, you freaking furry.
I would literally sit in the corner like a houseplant because that's what Cradily is.
Yeah, see, Jason's weird. Bully Jason in the comments.
My crap. My game is better because mine has Cradily.
So does mine.
You can get Cradily in Gen 5?
Yeah, see, Black and White 2 introduce Black and White, no. That's only exclude Pokemon. Black and White 2, you get other generation Pokemon.
Ah.
That's why you get Riolu in Black and White 2.
Wait, what generation is Riolu from?
4. Dunno.
Oh. Ew.
I don't like Gen 4. They had too much like HM reliance. It was weird.
Yeah, kind of like Gen 5.
No, it freaking doesn't. There's less HM reliance in that one.
I feel like you're just coping at this point.
How about you shut the heck up and actually let me look this up? There you go. Yeah, so you can get the root fossil in Black and White 2 pretty easily.
That's pretty cool. I do love me some Cradily. Cradily was way more overpowered in Gen 3 though.
Yeah, because they didn't have any nice balancing mechanics. Plus, do you think Gen 3 has America Bird?
America Bird? What do you mean?
Yeah.
What is this? That bird is so goddamn ugly. I remember when the game first came out. That bird is so ugly.
We're talking about Braviary, by the way.
Yes. Braviary is like so ugly. Hell, Talonflame is like pretty good looking compared to Braviary.
Yeah, Jason likes birds. He thinks some are good. He might smash it, you know?
Huh?
Jason smash or pass Pokemon win.
I would just pass everything.
Except for Cridley.
Yeah. Literally. And I would only do the Gen 6 decks up to 721. Serene, what is the 721st Pokemon on the Pokemon Dex?
721 Pokemon.
Hey, stop cheating.
I'm not Volcanion.
You cheated.
It's not even the whole Gen 5 one. What the frick? It's not even the whole Gen 5 Pokedex.
No?
No. What the frick?
National
National.
next. Serene can't write.
Jason can't read.
Did they add? How many Pokemon were added in Gen
Oh my gosh,
5?
this thing is struggling.
How many Pokemon?
The 151 were added in Gen
Yeah.
5 because of the 151 in Gen 1.
In Gen 5. I'm pretending I do not hear. 156.
Oh, okay. No, I got it. It's because of Killdeer, I believe. Or Meloetta. They were like added
Reported
on.
by the gamer. Let's
Oh, it's in
see.
Kalos? Volcanion is in Kalos? Dude, why did I think it was in Gen 5? Such forgettable Pokemon.
Oh, Gen 2 added like 99 Pokemon. Interesting.
It's because of the GBC, what they had there.
107 for Gen 4. 156 for Gen 5.
Me and Suck had a talk about this because his Gen is also Gen 3.
What Pokemon game does he like?
Gen 3, Emerald. That's what he grew up with.
Exactly. And that's why it's better than your
No, it's not better
trashy
'cause of that.
Gen 5.
No, it's not. Okay? Damn. It is not.
Your Gen 5 lacks
His
any
favorite
depth.
Pokemon. His favorite Pokemon is Rayquaza, by the way.
I don't like Rayquaza. It's too overpowered. It's unfun to play out against Mega Rayquaza. It's so much fun to play with.
I didn't say anything about Mega
lower
Rayquaza. I
level.
said just Rayquaza.
Oh. Well, it's fine.
Mine though, it's weird. It's kind of weird how I don't like Gen 4, even though it has my favorite Pokemon in it, because there's just so much to love about Gen 5. You know?
What's your favorite Pokemon from Gen 3 though?
Fine. Let me look it up.
And why is it Cradily?
Shut up.
Why wouldn't it be a Cradily though?
Because it's Stinky.
It's so good. It's overpowered. It hits like a truck.
There's like 4 that I might look into.
It doesn't hit like a truck. It can take hits like a truck.
Latios.
You like Latios? Honestly, I like Latios because of the movie.
I like, yeah, of course
she
you would.
kisses
Yeah,
Ash.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm not gonna go deep into that. That's your baggage, man. I like Latios because older
NyQuil.
sibling and blue. The one thing you learn about me is that I like blue. The blue buff is real.
Yeah, it's almost like both of us are blue with a blue background, and you have a blue hoodie, and I have blue hair.
Yeah, but I'm more obsessed about blue than you are.
Blue. The entire like Jason aesthetic is not like a specific model or a specific
I literally
thing.
picked Nido
It's
Queen
just
over Nido King because blue.
Blue-haired cat boy. That is my persona.
I picked Tails my favorite because blue. I picked Latios because blue.
Tails not even that good.
Teo is literally me, for real, for real. An intention-seeking, awkward person that tries her best to run. You take that back, right? I haven't even watched Helios. She's so irrelevant.
Yeah, she doesn't appear until like mid-season 2. No, she doesn't even. She appears at the beginning of season 2, and she says some funny stuff, and then she completely disappears.
Yeah, see, just like you, for real, for real.
Yeah, just like your dad.
Frick you, dude. I need to find my little wire now. I gave up before, but my phone's gonna die.
You need to go find your dad though first.
If you came into my freaking studio or whatever you call it, you'd be like, "Damn, Shireen, this is such a fire hazard. Why do you do this to yourself?" And I said, "I don't know."
Serene calls her room a studio because that can be used as a tax write-off. And she loves avoiding taxes.
No, but I am very good at knowing what I can claim on my taxes.
Yep. That's so Serene.
It's just internet and games that I pay for out of pocket.
Yeah. Wait, you don't pay rent?
No.
I'm gonna tell your parents to start charging you rent.
They charge me rent every time I get a job, but recently, haven't gotten one.
Ah, that's why you don't get a job, because you're gonna have to
No,
give
I
them
want it.
a
It's
ton
just
of money.
some things are temporary. I help around the house when I can. As a result, I don't just sit in my room all day.
I've been thinking of moving, and one of my friends wants to move too, but they have a boyfriend, and I feel like they might end up breaking up. I'm not gonna just say who, but if you know, you know.
Me.
And if you don't, you don't.
No.
But I've been telling her that honestly, if you break up, you're still invited to live with us. It would be really like people would look at me weird for living with two women at the house, but honestly, I would only flirt with one, and that would be my wife.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Jessica McLean.
Jeez, no. Because the other person's my friend, and we've been friends for a long time, and they know, and I know that nothing would ever happen, because we're adults
But
with
like, what about Jessica?
respect. I'm gonna show you Jessica.
Jessica is the fandom name that they give gender bent Jason.
Yeah.
He's all disappointed.
Jessica, Jasonica.
I forgot what the gender bent version of my name was. People made something.
Smith.
It's just a myth.
I mean, you're Miss Sleuth, Miss Serene. Huh, what would your gender bent name be? It would probably be something like
Myth Cerberus.
Cerberus. I feel like that changes too many letters.
Sebastian.
Serene. Sebastian would be good.
You act like half of my fandom doesn't call me Kelly, and in an out of context way of calling my name.
R. Kelly?
No. I don't know how you get Kelly from Serene, but Nori did it.
How would you? I think I remember that stream where
Just
he did that.
Sebastian, I guess.
Probably Sebastian, but Kelly's also funny.
Nah, freak you. Anyway, so yeah.
How did we go from Pokemon to R. Kelly?
That's the point of a podcast.
Is,
Jason doesn't know the freaking point of a podcast is to literally drone on for a bunch of crap. And then at some point maybe cuss.
Yeah, I've gotten you close.
No, I literally said ASS, like literally in the middle of this podcast.
Your ass.
Frick you.
I feel like we could probably cut it off around here, and I can work on this because, frankly, I think the problem with the last podcast is that it was too long. So if I can get this one to like 45, 50 minutes, I feel like that would be probably good. And also, condensing our topics is better. And I'm going to have to make the topics from now on because, god damn, woman, you can't make topics for shit.
I tried my damn best because you didn't do
give
shit.
Me suggestions and I'll write it out in a good format. But
all right, I gave you some suggestions already. Do you see the suggestions?
Go put the suggestions in my DMs so that I can write.
They're literally right in the docs.
But anyways, thank you everybody for coming and watching, and please like, subscribe, even though nobody's gonna see this because nobody watches this far.
Oh, and I really hope you guys like this stuff, even though Jason is stinky, you know?
Yeah. And I'll see you guys I'll see you guys here next time. Same bad time, same bad channel.
I stopped recording like 5 minutes ago, so have fun with that.